I wonder, people driving by, seeing this place, wonder what the story is here. All they see now is a broken down house, a messy yard, no life, no love. Just a rundown house that should be torn down. Is it worth repairing? Or should I start anew? I wonder if they could imagine a time where this house was filled with people. People who loved and worked hard. People that cared for one another. Grandpa used to say, home is where your heart is. Well, my heart is here, but it doesn't feel like home anymore.
Growing up, I did a lot of stupid things. Maybe not as crazy as you, but I was wild. You see, every farmhouse and barn has a story. It has a past. What's this house story, you might ask? This house lived a story of guilt, depression, angst, laughter, betrayal, death. This house story is a story of life. What does your house say? Welcome home.
You see, my grandparents raised me. My mom passed while giving birth to me. My dad, well, he died when I was 5 right there in that barn. I don't have any memories of my parents. I've seen pictures, but I have nothing in me to call my own. Now, I do have 5 siblings, but I don't see them much anymore. When Grandma was alive, they used to come over for the holidays at least. But now, I'm lucky to see them once a year. My brother Hunter, he's only in the next town. And he doesn't come by that much to visit. He's got a job working on another farm. He says that he's always busy. Then there's my sister Wendy. Well, she's married and has 2 kids. Between the kids and Stuart, they keep her real busy. We talk here and there, but it's not the same. My other sister Ellen, I haven't talked to her in years. She took it the hardest when Mom passed. To be honest, she could walk right by me and I wouldn't even know it was her. The other brother, Travis, he joined the military. Army, right when he was 18. He has been all around the world. I have no idea what he's seen or what he's had to do. He's really quiet. Whenever I see him, he just stays to himself mostly, barely talks. A grunt here and there. He was married, but I guess he loved his job more than life. I just wish he could see his kids more, but I don't know if it even bothers him. Lastly, there's Jackson. Jackson is the oldest, the smart one, the college-educated one. He works in finance and he's just always been focused on his career. He is one I don't relate to at all. He is old enough to be my dad. Last time I saw him was Grandpa's 75th birthday party. That was 5 years ago. I don't know much about him personally. He would always call and talk to Grandpa and ask how I was doing, but he never spoke to me. Gotta be hard on him. I mean, he was an adult when I was born. He's already in college. I don't know anymore. I mean, I want to fix this ranch up. My ranch up. Grandpa willed it to me. I don't know what to do though. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to get help. I don't have much money. After Dad died, Grandpa tried to run the place, but even he couldn't step in the barn for long. He began selling the animals off. Whenever we needed money, he would just putz around the mill. But then after Grandma passed, I think his spirit did too. I think he stayed around long enough just to see me become a man, or the best man that he could make. Now, I've reached out to my siblings asking, no, begging for help, but I'm going to turn this place around. I just hope they want to help. Now, instead of being all depressed and nostalgic, the last thing I knew Grandpa was working on was in this garage. Maybe I can finish the one thing that he started. This might be the start I need to turn this place around. Let's see here. I have no idea what's wrong with this thing. Or maybe there's nothing wrong with this thing. I should have paid more attention to what he was doing. Man, I can't do anything right. I wish Grandpa was here. He would at least know what to do and what I needed. The only good thing about missing someone or wishing you were closer to someone who is no longer around is that it makes you realize that those loved ones who are in your life, to cherish them, hold them dear while you still can, because one day we will all be gone. Oh yes, I remember Grandpa. The way his hair was white, and every time he bent down to pick me up, it brushed against my face. I remember the way he laughed often and easily, his voice a chime of happiness. I remember that he always seemed to be awake. He wasn't one of those men who liked to sleep in late and have breakfast in bed. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night and went to the kitchen to get a glass of water. There he was, a cup of coffee in his worn-out hands, staring at the moon. I watched him in silence for a moment. He was so still, as if he were contemplating something. I had the overwhelming feeling that I didn't really know my grandfather at all. But then he saw me. "What are you doing?" I asked. He snapped out of his trance. "Just looking at the moon." "You need a glass of water?" He always knew what I needed. It's just that way. People are amazed that I remember so much about him. I think his love for me pressed those memories into my heart and mind forever. I remember him telling me right before he died that he will always be with me, watching over me like the moon. Oh yes, I remember. Grandpa was a hard-working man, and I know I didn't make things easy for him. Him and Grandma taking me when I was just 5. They did their best. It must have been hard on a man to lose his son. My dad at such a young age. Grandpa tried really hard to be my father figure. But he couldn't go in the yard and play catch or throw the football with me. He couldn't help me with my schoolwork. All he could do is teach me some basic stuff. Grandpa was a very smart man. He just wasn't a teacher. Dad ran the ranch for so many years that Grandpa, I think, just got lazy. Sure, he would drive the truck to the market, but Dad loaded it, butchered the animals, milked the cows. Grandma gathered the eggs, but Grandpa would cut down trees though and sell wood, but the farming stuff, he really didn't do much. I remember being with him, I was about 7 or so, and walking in and watching him try to butcher a pig. Blood was everywhere. I remember running out of there screaming and not eating ham for a week. That didn't stop Grandpa though. He butchered that pig like a blind man driving. He didn't make that much money on that pig though. He said people just didn't want to buy his prime cuts. He never butchered another pig again. He would just sell one at a time when they got big. Grandpa, I miss you. Please send me a sign and help me figure this out so at least I can have one thing that works here.
And Earl hasn't found what he's looking for.
Hunter. You know, your singing almost cheered me up.
Really?
No. You know you can't sing.
Well, I like to think you're singing my praises for just me being here. Well, looks like you got this thing all put together. Are you driving or am I?
I'll drive. Let's go. I'm glad you are here.
Well, I'm just down the road. Why wouldn't I help out?
I don't know. Just felt like it was a long shot that any of you would show up.
Earl, you know, just because you're the youngest doesn't mean you aren't family. You're our little brother. Of course we gotta show up and give you a hard time.
Well, I haven't heard from Travis or Jackson.
I bet they'll be here. They care about this place. Even if you or others don't see it. Travis never say it. But every time he was in town, you could see he hated to leave. And Jackson? Well, from what I was told, Jackson's just like Mom. He's focused. She was strong-willed. They both wanted better for us. All of us. And that includes you. It may not seem like it, but I can promise you, Jackson and Travis are both family. They're blood.
I guess so. I don't think I feel like family. You were the only one here growing up. Even her sisters were out of the house before I remember them. I just feel like Grandpa and Grandma and you were the only family I ever had.
Need a new car? Ready for an upgrade? Then come to Mechanics Delight. You name it, we've got it. From pickups to cars and four-wheelers to work trucks. We've got the best and only deals in town. You won't believe these prices. Come on down and let's make a deal. Williams Mechanics Delight, your only place to get a ride. Taxes, fees, and pin costs may apply.
You know, Earl, if you don't want me singing, we're gonna need to get a radio put in this thing.
There's a car dealership right down the road.
All right, you're gonna buy us a radio.
Whoa, I buy? No, you can buy.
Well, it's your gator. You should be the one paying for it. Plus, you don't want me singing.
Well, I guess it's cheaper than buying earplugs.
Probably. You're gonna need a bunch of them.
While they put in the radio, let's go and get some tools at the store.
A store? You mean a net store? I can't go there. I mean, I can go, but I ain't going in. I can't go in.
Oh, why not?
Look, it was a long time ago, and it's a long story.
Well, it's going to take us a while to get there. It's a long walk.
It's really not worth telling.
Come on, let's hear it.
Okay, fine. This is the last story you're getting out of me. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. I was headed to the city. And I see this chick on the side of the road trying to flag down somebody.
Really? Come on, are you making this up?
Look, you want to hear the story or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So, he was trying to flag somebody down, but nobody was stopping, so I stopped. You know, trying to be a good Samaritan and all. Wink, wink. She said her car was running hot, and I gotta say, she was running pretty hot herself, if you know what I mean.
I guess.
There was steam coming from under the hood, and I asked how I could help. She said that her phone was dead and didn't have a charger. Well, I told her I didn't have a phone. So she asked me if I could take a look and see what the problem was. I said, I guess I can take a look.
Wait. What were you heading to the city for?
What?
You said you were headed to the city. Why were you going?
Come on, man. That was years ago. I don't remember. Now, you want me to finish this story or not? It's like you ain't even listening.
Sorry, I was just curious.
Anyway, I take a look and see the bottom radiator hose was blown, had a big hole in the side. So I offered her a ride. She told me she was headed to work and asked if I could take her. I said okay. On the way there, I got to talking about life and how things seem to go off the rails pretty quick. She said she had a pretty complicated life. I said, I know the feeling. No interruption?
No.
Well, we were getting close to the store, and I asked if I could drop by with lunch one day. I mean, she's pretty good looking after all.
Okay.
She says, I can't say yes to that. I said, I'll take that as a yes. We laughed. I dropped her off. I thought that was that. A week or so later, I thought about her. So, me being me, I grabbed some burgers and sodas, and I went to the store. She was surprised to see me. She didn't expect me to show up. I said I like burgers and pretty women, and I got both in front of me. She laughed, I smiled, one thing led to another, and, well, you know. Well, what I didn't know is she got a boyfriend. I figured it out pretty quick when an angry guy was dragging me out of the storage room.
Did you fight back?
Did I fight back? Hell, I was fighting to pull my pants back up. He gave me a good once-over, and I got out of there with my head still attached to my neck. Last I heard, they got married. Good for them, but I ain't risking poking my head in the door.
You think she remembers you?
Oh, yeah, she remembers. I bet he does, too. It ain't worth it.
Well, there's the store. You stay outside if you want. I'm going to go see if I can go get some stuff.
I'm going to head back and get the UTC.
Okay.
Earl, why'd you get chickens?
I wanted some eggs. Sorry.
Well, thanks, I guess. But let's get them loaded. I stopped at the hardware and got us some tools, too.
Oh, nice. Good thinking.
Well, we're going to need them if we plan on doing any work.
I can't just let you do all the work?
I don't think you understand what this means, running a ranch. You running the ranch?
No, I don't. Why don't you drive?
That's good. You almost killed us on the way to the car shop. Well, you get down to fiddling.
Hey.
What?
You know we bought a radio for this. Okay. What should we do next?
Well, the chickens will be needing a place. We should probably get them set up.
What do we need?
I guess they'll need a coop.
Do we need food?
I saw some in the storage building. So we're good. But where are we getting the water from?
I know Grandpa has an old well. Maybe we could fix it.
Well, or Grandpa had an old cooler. Maybe that'll still hold water in it.
Yeah, I think that's in the building too. Okay. So after this, what's next?
I say we tear down the house.
Can we do that?
Well, why not?
Well, aren't you afraid?
Afraid of what?
Destroying all the memories?
Nah, we can make new ones. In the new house.
New house? You think we can do that?
I know that I can. Just try to keep up, little brother. But first, let's take a little break. Because we're just getting started.
Oh.
I know Earl needs me here, but I'm not sure he understands how much work goes into all this. I wish I'd stayed around to help him out. Looking back, I always did what I wanted. If it was best for me, I did it. Never thought of myself as selfish. Just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I can honestly say, knowing Grandpa's not going to be here to give Earl some direction, it's going to be a challenge. Do the best I can to help him. But as confident as I am in myself, I'm not sure how all this is going to work out. Truth is, I'm kind of lost. I was 15 when Dad passed. I knew I should have been helping him in the barn. I took my time getting out there. Maybe if I'd been there, something I could have done. People tell me not to blame myself, but I always look back and just think, what if I'd been helping with the pigs? Would it have made a difference? Maybe, maybe not. I try not to think about it. I always try not to live on what ifs. Dad did the best he could with us. He wasn't heroic. He was fair and hard as stone at the same time. He was pretty firm about our chores and us getting things done, and always told us if we had done a good job on something. But he never gave credit where it wasn't due. That's how I remember him anyway. Wish he was here now, because I'd really like to ask him what we should be doing. But I know it's all on me and Earl. Well, unless Jackson or Travis show up. If Jackson shows up, I hope he and Earl can work together. They were really never around each other because Jackson was in college when Earl was born. Earl wasn't planned, I don't think. Last time Jackson was home, something happened between them two. And I'm still not sure what all that was about. Maybe they worked it out. I hope Travis can make it. I know he knows how to work hard. And he can keep Earl in line without a word. He has Grandpa's, boy, you better straighten up, look to him. Travis is someone I looked up to. He may not have done as much as Jackson in some people's opinion. But to me, he was always ready to jump in and help with no questions. You can count on him. And that counts for a lot in my mind. He ain't perfect. But hell, none of us are. We're all fruit from the same tree. Some of us are apples, some of us are oranges. But the roots run deep for us.